Let me see if I can. All right, we should be LIVE, baby. Let me see here. We'll give everybody a second to get on. I'm gonna make a post real quick, and then we can get to talking about this documentary.
The holy grail of documentaries.
Yeah, I made a post on my Facebook, and I put for people to pull up because he was gonna be talking about it. And one of my boys is like, he didn't watch it because he didn't want to talk about the half truths of a story. So
half truths.
Yeah, I told him to make sure you come on and let me know what he's talking about when he talking about it.
I want to know what he's talking about. That's pretty real to me.
Yeah, man. It was a great documentary, man. So far, anyway.
Yeah,
I'm glad we're gonna definitely get off into this stuff, boy. Man, Twitter was on fire yesterday when this thing popped off. I mean, people were tweeting. It was on fire. Dude, the memes about Jerry Cross was hilarious. I'll post some up here in a second, but man, it was crazy.
I just didn't realize what baffled me was I didn't realize Scottie Pippen's salary was that low.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of things that, we grew up around that time, but some of the things that they talked about, and we'll get off into those. Some of those things they talk about, I wasn't aware because all I remember is the Be Like Mike commercials and just seemed like everything was like perfect. Everything was good. So it was an eye-opening documentary for me to watch because, like I said, all I remember was the normal stuff. You know what I'm saying? Not the behind the scenes stuff. So just hearing it, it was cool.
Okay. Yeah, it was pretty cool just to, especially hear Jordan's perspective because he rarely says anything.
Yeah.
And especially that part when he was talking about walking in on his team with the drugs and the women and whatnot.
Hold on. I think Tim on here. Hold on, let me get him in here.
Okay.
What's up, Mr. Jones?
Yo, what's going on?
Hey, how's it going?
How's it going, man?
Hey, Tim, this my boy Chuck, man.
What's up, Chuck?
What's going on, Tim?
What's happening?
Well, I'm making sure I get the comment section started. Let me see. All right, so I comment. Okay, so are you guys can't see any of the comments or anything, right?
No, not yet.
Okay. But see, so basically, whenever somebody comment, I'll do this, and it'll show up on the screen. You guys can see it.
Okay.
So we'll do that whenever somebody asks a question or whatnot. But so let's go ahead and get started, shall we? So I figure first we'll just kind of go around and talk about what we thought about the first two episodes and just them ESPN doing this, and then we can just start the dialogue from there. So I'll go ahead and start. Man, ESPN never fails with giving great content, if you ask me, when it comes to these documentaries, man. It's well put together. It's kind of one of those things where because of the Warriors and everything else that's been going on in the NBA, you forgot about how great that team was, the Bulls were. Like, you know what I'm saying? And how different basketball is right now. So I was excited to actually see it. And to be honest with me, y'all know I'm a Kobe fan and I'm a Lakers fan. So as soon as while I'm watching this documentary, all I could think about was, man, I can't wait for them to do one on Kobe. Like, that's all I kept thinking about was like, man, I can't wait for the documentary on Kobe. I know it's Jordan Shine and stuff like that, but y'all already know, man. Y'all know that's my boy Kobe, boy. So yeah, man, it was a dope documentary. The first two episodes, Arkansas native, baby, Arkansas native. So I ain't dumb enough to take that salary though.
Yeah, I don't know what he was thinking on that.
Man, anyway, we'll talk about that. But anyway, so Chuck, what was your initial thoughts so far about the documentary and all that stuff?
Well, let me just say this. When we start with the director, I found out the director was actually the guy that directed the Fab Five, Michigan, and I think he did a couple other documentaries too. So he's an established guy, and that, and then just the way that the documentary was put together. I love how they were going chronologically with what was going on from start to end with the 97, 98 season, and then correlating that to the past and with certain situations, whether it was Michael, Scotty, or Michael in North Carolina. So it was, so far, I'm really pleased by it.
That's what's up. Mr. Jones.
Yeah, man. Listen, I absolutely love what they're doing with the documentary so far. For me, I remember a lot of those series and games that they were showing last night. So I was really excited, and it was really kind of bringing back some of those thoughts and memories from when I was a kid. I will say though that I thought for a little piece in there it was a little hard to follow because we kind of jumped to North Carolina, and I'm glad a lot of people got a chance to see that because a lot of people weren't really aware that they won the national championship, that he hit that last shot, things of that nature when he was but at one point I was just like, okay, we're kind of jumping back and forth, and I really thought it was going to really kind of take me the first two episodes. I thought we were going to be in his college time and maybe high school and college, and maybe a little preview to the professional life. I didn't think we were going to already be all the way in that quick, but I'm excited to see it. I had my 10-year-old son watching it with me, and I think that was good for him because he hears all the time about LeBron. He sees the Steph. He wasn't even around really for Kobe during his prime like that. And so when we talk about MJ, he's always like, I hear you talk about him, but now he's getting to see it firsthand and learn about it, and that's priceless.
Yeah. So let's get right up into it, man. What kind of stood out for you guys? I know Chuck said the salary for Scottie Pippen, but man, for me, like just from the first two episodes, yeah, that salary, let's talk about that salary, man. Like, and I think they kind of tried to portray it like hard times. He didn't have much growing up in a small city, Arkansas, and he wanted to make sure he could provide for his family. But dude, it had to come a point where Scotty had to be like, not even just Scotty, the organization, as big of an asset as he was, dude, like, you think they would have restructured that contract? They had the means to. That what they say, he was number 167th in the league or something like that, in the 868 in the league for pay.
He was equivalent to Andre Robertson as far as rank.
Yeah, so here's the thing. My thing about that, I wasn't as shocked by that because the salaries were much different back then than they were today. Yeah, it was a bad deal. No, he shouldn't have taken it. His agent should have done something about it, and if the agent didn't, then obviously the organization should have. But you also have to remember that during that time period, it wasn't a time period where the players were kind of putting forth what they wanted to do. It was the organization down. See, nowadays players say, "No, I don't want this. I want to be traded to this team." They got all the power. They didn't have all the power back then, except for Mike. Maybe had some power, and another big name at that time, Larry Bird or somebody like that, might have had some say so. But Pippen and anybody else below MJ, Bird, and Magic, they didn't have no say so like that.
Yeah,
and players didn't have no say so.
Yeah, and on top of that, it seemed like Mike really didn't even care. Dude, these players just wanted to play and win. Like, I feel like that was a key. Like, you kept hearing and seeing Mike just want to be on the court, just wanting to play. You know what I'm saying? It seemed like nothing else mattered but that. I'm not saying, of course Mike was getting his bread, but Mike wasn't getting the bread like you said these players are getting right now. Like, these players right now, bench warmers are getting like sneaker deals. Like, they're getting endorsements. Like, they're getting so much money. And it's just like, it's probably one of the reasons why the game is the way it is today too. You know what I'm saying? So, but
I mean, I saw this one stat, and I think this kind of put it in perspective. What Jordan made in the totality of his NBA career is less than what I think Draymond Green's contract is right now.
Wow, that's crazy.
I mean, think about that. That shows you the difference in the time period and the contracts. So yes, I mean Scottie had a raw deal, but it was a different time and era.
Also, I think it was just the timing of it. I mean, I think he had the deal done in 91, and like a couple of years later, that's when the league skyrocketed with salaries. And I think Jordan had his deal. What was it? What did they say? 8-year, $25 million deal. That was like mid '80s. So timing wise, it just hurt Scottie. By the time Jordan came back, he's like, no, I'm not taking a small deal. You're going to pay me at least $30 to $40 million a year. And I'm sure Scottie had to do it all over again. He probably would have only taken a 1 or 2 year deal.
Absolutely.
Let's see. I got some comments here. Let's see. Also, he signed his deal as a rookie. He was Scottie Pippen. Then he was a rookie. I mean, yeah. I mean, I get it. Like I said, I know he wanted to. I know he wanted to get that money, man. Coming from where he came from, I get that. But it's just like now hearing about it, it just sounds very bad. Like that wouldn't even an NBA player wouldn't even dribble the basketball now for that. Like,
yeah.
But so okay, this is the thing. I'm watching this team, and of course, I mean, I gotta take it here already. Of course, I'm watching this team, and people are. I'm hearing the Warriors. I'm hearing LeBron. It's like boom, boom already. I'm like, dude, this episode number 1.
Right.
Dude, these dudes ain't even waiting, bro. They're already. Well, LeBron. The Warriors. So I was watching First Take this morning. And they asked Stephen A. and of course, you know, Stephen A. always loud, but they was asking Stephen A. and Jalen what they thought about it. And I wanted to get your guys' opinion on it. So Stephen A. said that this generation now, if you say anything outside of LeBron being number 1, they call you a hater and they stick to that. But our generation, the older generation that's seen Jordan, we can respect LeBron's game and your opinion on it, but we still are gonna, we're gonna nicely say Jordan is better. Do you guys agree with that? Do you agree that if you say LeBron is not number 1, it's just like end all be all, you're a hater now?
Oh, I absolutely think that's what it is. I mean, the new generation is LeBron or bust. You got some cats that are on Kawhi or James Harden, and then a lot of the young kids that love Steph for the way he puts up points. But I mean, to me, I've never really compared LeBron and Jordan because to me, the real comparison is LeBron and more like a Magic. That's their games were a lot more similar than MJ and LeBron. So to me, it's not a comparison. I really don't even feel like people should start diving into this whole team comparison thing because that's a whole nother conversation when you go to the team aspect. But if you're talking player for player, apple for apple, it's not MJ and LeBron because LeBron is more like Magic. There's somebody else that you could talk about that's more like MJ, and that would be Kobe, and that's a different conversation. But I'm sure you'll dive into that in a little bit.
Yeah. Go ahead, Chuck.
Oh, okay. Yeah, just like you just said, like everybody wants to make LeBron the greatest of all time, but like you said, I look at him more like Magic, a distributor, a kind of a do-it-all gadget type of player. Yeah, when it comes to clutch moments and willing his team to victory, I think Jordan's way above LeBron. Now, as far as teams go, it's just a different it's a different time period now. Like the Bulls had to deal with the Detroit Pistons, Utah Jazz, and all these other teams that were real physical with them. Teams today just cannot. They couldn't deal with that during the '90s. It's you have hand checks and all the open shots that players have nowadays. You didn't see that in the '90s. Like you had to make a shot over somebody's hand, literally.
Yeah, you can't even fight under a screen anymore without a foul being called, or whenever somebody set a high screen and they roll to the basket, they're setting their screen while moving and rolling with they're rolling with the defender instead of rolling to the basket to ensure that person can get that open 3-pointer, because nobody rolls to the basket. It's just watching the game being played. I watch a lot of the Hardwood Classic games, so that I see how like people used to fight over and under screens, and the refs would swallow whistle because that's what they're letting them do. They're trying to make a play on the offensive player. Now, and this is no knock to the Warriors or anybody else to do the Rockets, anybody shoot out threes. I don't see a team getting off that many threes. And I'm thinking about Reggie Miller and the Pacers, and they set like 4 or 5 screens for this man. You know, it was hard for Reggie to get those threes off back then because defenders were able to actually pursue the offensive player. Now, man, how many times in the finals have we seen when when LeBron is playing somebody where he ends up with a smaller guy on him because of screens? That never happened in the past. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
People know how to switch and they talk. I don't understand. Like,
yeah. and one thing I think that people miss when they talk about the team comparison, Chuck, is that the makeup of teams and how they were put together was completely different then than it is now. I think even in the documentary last night, Larry Bird was saying that outside of the guard that they had, everybody, all their starting 5 was 7 feet tall.
Yes,
and that was hard to compete with in the league back then. There's no team in the league currently that has 2 7-footers or more than 2 7-footers in their starting 5. So completely different makeup. The small man wasn't, and the 3-ball wasn't valued then like it is now. You know what I mean? The big man is almost going extinct now in the NBA current state versus back then that was the bread and butter.
Yeah, that was huge. Like when he was talking about, that was kind of surreal hearing how Bird was saying, "Oh, he's small. It's just one person." Okay, dude. And Jordan did his thing, but you can kind of just see the other players just standing around, you know. And I remember that moment, and I'm like, man, this is crazy. You know what I'm saying? This is crazy watching them do that. But you're right, man. The only team lately that's built tall and big on my Lakers. On my Lakers.
Also, the Sixers. The way
the Sixers, man.
The way they were built, it was just like,
were built.
The starting lineup. I'm like, why are you playing Horford with Embiid, and they're basically the same player? I mean, it just didn't make sense to me, and it ultimately led to Horford coming off the bench. But it's crazy.
Yeah. So I mean, seeing Michael Jordan, just how people reacted to him. I think people react to LeBron the same way as far as his popularity goes. This generation, I can definitely see that. I was having a conversation with my brother a few years ago, probably like 4 or 5 years ago, and he was saying, "Oh, he's going to be bigger than Jordan when it comes to popularity." But I mean, I don't agree with that, but I can kind of see where people can think that, because like I see the way people look at LeBron, but because Jordan's shoes and his marketing and everything else, it's like Jordan is still always mentioned. You know what I'm saying? His platform is always mentioned. And plus, he's a person that everybody compares people to. If you're considered a great after whoever it is after LeBron, they're gonna be compared to Jordan. I don't see. You got some people say, "Oh, they're gonna start comparing people to LeBron." I don't see that. I don't see that.
I think when it comes to social issues, LeBron will always be ahead of Jordan, because Jordan had that different mentality from old school way. He wanted to do it not in the public eye. And But when it comes down to who's the greatest of all time, sure you're gonna have a few people that say LeBron, but I think like this documentary is really gonna show people like how great he really was.
Yeah.
I mean, even I heard this what's his name, Trey Young. They asked him right before they showed the episodes, like who's the greatest, and before he said LeBron, but after seeing all the clips, he had to switch to MJ because he never grew up to see it Michael Jordan play.
But what blows my mind is that okay, we're streaming right now. We have phones that show us everything. These are professional athletes. How you gonna say you ain't never really sat down and looked at LeBron and this is your job? Like your job is to play the game of basketball. I don't understand how people say that. Like, oh, it's LeBron, and then I've never seen Jordan play. They see a little bit of clips and now they say Jordan. It's kind of like, how much did you really watch? Or are you just saying it because everybody else is saying it? Like, because I mean, if you watch Jordan play, it's kind of hard to, in my opinion, it's kind of hard to disagree. Like, exactly. It's so hard to disagree.
I mean, to your point about Trey, I saw just yesterday or maybe 2 days ago, they asked KD, they asked him how he thought MJ would fare in today's NBA game. He said, in today's NBA game, he'd still be the best player on the planet, period. And so I think you know, when it comes down to kind of the legacy piece, you can kind of see people's their peak, you know, with that. Like we saw early on, but kind of middle of Kobe's of his ascension and during his prime, that he was going to be right underneath today, and he's going to kind of sit in that little spot, and that's where he's kind of been for the majority of people, right? LeBron, we know where he's at, but he's not going to eclipse it. Even if your Lakers go ahead and win the NBA, if it comes back this season, if they win the championship this year, that don't make him above MJ. It's just not going to happen based off of the skill set that he has.
Yeah.
And I think the social issues, you're right, Chuck. I mean, yes, he's light years ahead of MJ in that arena, and I applaud him for the things that he's doing, the school that he's got, all that kind of great stuff. But that still doesn't make your brand nor the conversation, because when we have the conversation about legacy, we're talking about on the court.
Yes.
On the court stuff is important, but we're always going to discuss what happened on the court.
And social media is a big leverage for LeBron. Like even when Kobe played, he never was on social media. LeBron kind of started trending that way during the playoffs and got off. But LeBron, KD, these players, social media gives them the popularity that Jordan had to. I think we say that LeBron is up there higher, you know, but dude, Jordan did all this without social media. He was a global icon without social media.
And Jeremy, he's still doing it without social media.
Exactly. Does that fool even have an IG?
No, he doesn't. But think about this: if Jordan had
in this video, man, I couldn't find him.
if Jordan had a social media, it almost would kind of diminish the brand a little bit, right? Yeah. I mean, you think about it, like with the shoe releases and everything. People are going to these different apps and all that kind of stuff to get, and you guys, y'all get your shoes or whatever. But it's not like he's dropping it on IG first, because we kind of hold that Jordan brand up here. All the other brands, they cool. LeBron, I like his shoes too, but that brand isn't up here, and it's not revered like that.
Yeah, I mean, he took Nike and created his own. So I mean, Kobe has his too, but Jordan and LeBron has his too. But Jordan is like literally holding up Nike to a degree, you know, to a point. It's like Jordan is so much percentage of the whole Nike like brand, period. And then you have LeBron, stuff like that, all these other players, but it's just, and then you got Team Jordan up under Jordan. I mean, we can get all up into that. But one thing, so JR said Jordan had 63 points by himself in a loss to the Celtics 6 months after breaking his foot. He was pissed. He couldn't play more than 7 minutes. Yeah, I didn't, like I said, this documentary put things in perspective. I didn't realize he had broke his foot only 6 months prior to doing that. I didn't realize that. I didn't know that. So that was new for me. So it's this documentary is showing me some things that I really didn't know. I didn't know I didn't know Paxton hit the game winning shot to get him into the playoffs to play the Celtics, even though I didn't even know Jordan was on a 7-minute restriction when he came back. Like these are the things that I didn't know that I love. And then hold on, I'm gonna share a screen to go into the next thing that I didn't know. Hold on, I gotta share the screen with you guys. Share screen. Let me see. Application window. Where is it at? Let me see if I can get this on here. Oh, I gotta open up my other thing. So this one, when they was talking about the whole cocaine in the weed, I was like, hold on. So, dude, when I say IG and Twitter went off about this documentary yesterday, bro, like, hey, these things went off because man, it was some stuff that was on here that was on Twitter that I want to show you guys that had me rolling. Let me see. Chrome tab. All right, so look at this, man. So man, look at this. bro, today I was just going down and just looking at people's tweets. Dude, it's just like people tweets. Dude, people are just going off, but man, like this documentary, man, it just goes to show you how famous this team and popular this team was. Even because some of these are young heads that's doing this stuff, man, that want to see this stuff. It ain't like they ever seen it. Trying to keep up the Last Dance tweets while trying to.
Hey, let me ask you guys a question about that cocaine piece, right? Another one of my group chats today, some of the fellas was saying that they felt like MJ was dry snitching a little bit about the guys that were in the hotel doing lines, and he like, oh, I'm good on that. I just want to go to the gym and play. You know what I mean? And they were like, well, he kind of, was doing his teammates wrong, because is he essentially saying that he never indulged in that lifestyle, which was really the norm during that time period, and made them look a little awkward to their family and friends who may not have known about it during that time period.
I mean, I do, but I mean, let me say this: that is traditional Jordan brand. That is him. Like me and Chuck were talking about this the other day. That is what Jordan does. Like he said, I don't think he has a filter. I don't think he know any other thing. Like this is him. Do I think it was dry snitching? Of course. but do I think that he could have been more tactful with it? He probably could have. But to be honest with you, Jordan probably didn't like half of these dudes that was on that team. So he don't care. He don't care. He went out there, he played hard. He felt like they wasn't good enough. So Jordan don't care. Okay, this is what they did. They did this, they did that. I didn't want to be there. Like, I mean, so I don't think he cared. You know what I'm saying? He don't care what we think about it either. So I mean,
and then I don't even think any of those players were on the championship team, so he has no loyalty to them.
No,
none whatsoever.
Well, what I told the guys today was, even those teammates, they shouldn't really care, because, I mean, that's like you, Jeremy. Like if you said, "Oh, well, we played on the same team 30 years ago," and man, I walked into the locker room one day and Tim was smoking some weed. Like, I mean, who cares? You know what I mean? Like I would. That's what I think the other players would say. Like, who cares that was so many years ago? But some people thought had something to say about MJ. But I like the way that he's just unfiltered. I like that part of the documentary, and just was saying really whatever was on his mind, even about that injury and the pills and his whole thought process.
Yeah. So look at this. It says in the last 24 hours that there have been more than 1.6 million tweets about The Last Dance, according to Twitter. The show was the #1 trend on Twitter throughout the night, and at one point, 25 of the 30 trending topics were all related to the show. Dude. Dude, this show wasn't playing, man. Like,
not at all.
Like it was amazing, man. But then somebody put me, so me and Tim are in a group chat, and somebody posted a picture in there. Oh, let me pull it up. I wanted to read it because I was just like, it put a lot of things in perspective. So it said that where is it at? So it said in a 32-month span, Michael Jordan won 3 championships, 3 scoring titles, named NBA MVP 2 times, named Final MVP 3 times, named All Defensive First Team 3 times, missed 0 games.
But it goes back to what we were just talking about. Was it his second year when he was real mad about the time restrictions? He was just like him, just like other players were a big believer in, you're paying me to play, I'm going to play. Don't hold me back. And again, going back to LeBron, do you see LeBron doing that? I don't.
And this is the thing, like, kind of going back to what Tim said, I don't think we should ever compare and say what LeBron did, Kobe did, Jordan did, because, dude, all of them are different. You know what I'm saying? We were talking the other day about how, me and Chuck, we were talking about how the competitive edge, who had it more, Kobe or Jordan? And Chuck had made the comment that he felt like Kobe is a little bit more detailed and oriented when it comes to structure. Jordan's just a beast, like athletic, zoned in, killer. I want to win. Kobe is more like, okay, let's connect the dots first. How does this look? You're gonna be here. You're gonna be here. I'm not saying Jordan's not like that, but Kobe's a little bit more analytical when it comes to stuff. So doesn't mean that. So everybody's different, but because they're all so great, I mean, bottom line is this: LeBron has been to the finals a lot. He's lost a lot, but he has taken some teams that have been garbage, that shouldn't have been in the finals, to the finals. Like,
but you can also make that argument that Jordan took a not so good Bulls team. I mean,
no, and I'm not saying that Jordan had me, but what I'm saying is they all the great players have some similarities, but at the end of the day, we still compare them to Michael Jordan. That's who we compare him to. All the similarity, we find the 1 or 2 similar things that LeBron has did, and then we compare it to Jordan. Or what a lot of LeBron fans do is they say, well, he's going to be the number 1 in this, that. Bruh, Jordan spent 4 years in college. Jordan took a hiatus from the game. If he wouldn't have done that, his stat line would look very good too. You know what I'm saying? So it's just so many factors that play into these things that people don't want to look at just because, you know, it's that they're fans of these people.
Yeah, they're biased, no doubt.
So Chuck, Jar said he did rest when he was in Miami and Cleveland when he had Kyrie and Love. I guess he's talking about LeBron doing a little bit of resting.
Him and just the other players nowadays. I mean,
Kawhi.
Kobe wasn't going to do that. He kind of had that same mentality. Like if he was able to play, he was going to play. But
this is a question. This is a question for you guys, though. If I was to tell you guys that y'all didn't have to work every single day out of the year, and y'all still would get paid, y'all only have to show up in the crunch times of y'all careers, would y'all show up to work every day?
Go ahead, Chuck.
I mean, think about it. Like to be honest with you, for my entertainment purposes, I want him to play every night. I don't blame Kawhi. Hey, Kawhi probably adding 4 or 5 years to his career, and he winning, and he's still making money. It's just like, I mean, I get the concept, but I don't blame him, man, because I'm telling you, if my boss come to me and tell me, Jeremy, you good? Just come on this day, this day, this day. I ain't going. I ain't going. So, oh no, it's just, I mean, we sometimes, because we fans, we forget it's a business. Sometimes we do forget it's a business.
But I mean, also look at this too. When he played every game that he possibly could, Jordan. And one of the things that I think someone mentioned was if you went to a Michael Jordan game, he rarely put up like a lackluster game. He made sure that he brought a 110% performance for the fans to see. And how often are you gonna see that with athletes nowadays?
That's right. A lot of them just take days off because they got that money. They just like, hey, I'm chilling tonight. I don't really care, and I'm a fake this injury, or got the flu or something like that.
Yeah. So when you look at the draft, so you had the Rockets who took Hakeem Olajuwon, and then you had Portland who took
Damn Bowie.
Bowie, and then you had the Bulls who took Jordan. So hypothetically speaking, let's say that let's play a little game right quick. Let's say that I'm the Rockets. Okay, I'm the Rockets general manager. Tim, you're a Portland. Chuck, you are the Bulls.
Okay.
If I were to, let's say first round, instead of Hakeem Olajuwon, I picked Sam Bowie. Let's say I picked him. Okay. Chuck, you're Portland. Would you make the same? Would you go with Hakeem?
I'm Portland.
Yeah,
okay, yeah, Tim, you're Portland. Would you go with Hakeem? Because you got Drexler. Would you go with Hakeem?
So coming out of college and all of, looking at what they looked at for what they wanted in an NBA player, then I would have went with Hakeem. Yeah. And put him with Drexler. And to me, I think that would have been woo.
Yeah, that would have been a problem.
Yeah.
That would have been a problem. So I mean, that still leave the Bulls with Jordan. I mean, because if the Bulls would have got Olajuwon, how would that dynamic look? Like, they still didn't have. I don't think Olajuwon. No, not to Olajuwon, but I don't think Olajuwon could have lifted that team the way Jordan lifted that team. Well, I know he couldn't have. You know what I'm saying? But
from what I remember, I felt like Olajuwon he kind of came on a little bit later on, like into his career, as far as being like that dominant beast down there. I haven't seen much film, but from what I think I remember hearing that he wasn't as big of a factor early on. So I don't know that he wouldn't have been as great of an immediate help to the Bulls as Mike was.
So let's see what I'm looking up. What was his stats? Hakeem's stats his rookie year. Because I mean, he averaged 35 minutes, 20 points, 11.9 rebounds, 1.4 assists, 2.6 blocks. He had a pretty decent rookie year. I mean, that still wouldn't have lifted the Bulls. You know what I'm saying? Like, that wouldn't have lifted the Bulls. But he was pretty decent.
But either way, I mean, Hakeem, you're talking about another great Hall of Famer. So I mean, yes, you could have had a chance to pick Jordan, but you still picked a Hall of Famer.
Yeah,
an eventual Hall of Famer. Mm-hmm. I know that for Portland. I mean, you picked Sam Bowie, and he plays a few games, and he's just injury prone ever since then.
Man, I was the Clyde Drexler fan, boy. That was my dude. Hey man, and I man, keep it 100 with you guys. I love to watch Jordan play. I used to always get hyped when I heard the dun 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 dun. I used to always get hyped and stuff like that. I wanted the jumpsuit with the bull on it and stuff. I was the all white one. I wanted that. But man, I hated Jordan because man, Clyde Drexler could never, ever, ever. And their games are so similar, bro. Like, well, they're not the turnaround stuff, not that the footwork is better with Jordan, of course, but the high flying and just the way that they carried the ball back then was so much alike that I'm like, dude, why can't you get over the hump and beat this man? Like, but then when he retired, they finally, you know what I'm saying? They finally start doing their thing. But man, I used to hate Jordan for that, bro. Man.
Clyde was the beast. Go ahead, Chuck.
I was gonna say, and just imagine if Jordan never stepped away for that year and a half. I mean, That would have been what 7, 8 championships potentially.
Yeah. And then watching the documentary, it's kind of crazy seeing how Scottie Pippen started out as a ball boy, man. Didn't even have a contract, bro.
Yep.
Like, that's crazy. So speaking of somebody from Little Rock, my boy Mahone. What's up, Mahone? So
what's up?
Hey, so y'all know Mahone. So perfect timing because we just not talking about his boy Scottie Pippen, man. So
let me say this real quick about Scottie since we're on the topic. I heard today that Dennis Rodman put a quote out and he said the year that Mike left to go play baseball, Scottie was so good that year Scottie was the best player in the league easily. That's how good he was.
I mean, what Scottie when he first came in, what Scottie say? I'm gonna be the best player. I'm gonna be the best person on the team.
I feel like Charles Oakley was about to choke him to death.
Hey, why Charles slapped that man?
You see him? He's like, get up, Ricky. I was like, man.
Should have told him kiss the ring.
So yeah, man, it was kind of one of those things where seeing the progression of how quick Scottie just like, dude, he went from being okay to great. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
Boy, I'm watching the high school games, the footage, and I'm like, dude, this dude is nice, man. Like, nice. But as much as we hate Krause, man, he pulled that trade off to get him there, didn't he?
Nah, man, I still hate that little dude.
man, he messed everything up, man.
Hey, I was loving how MJ and Pippen was talking crazy to that man, though.
Mahone said they did win 55 games when MJ left. Hey, I think Mahone, I'm gonna put him on blast real quick. I think he one of these people that say LeBron better than MJ though. I'm gonna give him an opportunity to speak on his behalf because I don't want to just blast him out like that. But I do think he said that LeBron is better than MJ. We'll see if he gets silent or whatever. but dude, so when I'm looking at how you gonna win a championship and then you tell Phil Jackson this is last season, like, dude,
that's
man.
Wild, man, that's wild. That team could have got, I mean, three more championships if he didn't try to make Phil leave like that.
So look, Mahone said, I think he meant to say Bron is better, and then he says MJ never won anything without Phil.
hey, don't forget Mahone. Don't forget today is 420, so Mahone probably been smoking.
Mahone on that good. Yeah. Hold on. Kobe never won anything without Phil. So I guess what that mean?
Oh boy, Mahone.
So Phil created these players. Phil created these players. I mean, but I feel like nowadays LeBron, Jordan or LeBron, or Kobe could win in this league. No coach coaches a team to the championship anymore. Like who was Bron's best coach? I don't think Steve Kerr is a great coach in that team one. To be honest with you, like that's just my opinion. Like I feel like that no coach nowadays coaches. You mean to tell me the Lakers right now are being coached right now?
They don't even practice nowadays. They practiced back in the day.
Like the Lakers are not being coached. Milwaukee Bucks are not being coached. Whoever win a championship is win a championship just because they're out there making more baskets than the next team. So let's see.
Was just along for the ride.
So Mahone said that team was ridiculous. Yes, defensively they're being coached, but I mean, defensively they're being coached. Who the Lakers? I don't know, man. I see that this is what these LeBron people be doing. They start spitting out this stuff, man. They start spitting out this stuff. look at them. Hey, Mahone, hit me up later, man. We can talk about this. All right, you know what? Next week I might have you on so you can plead your case. That way we can get more people that love LeBron on here and help you out. He said, I don't know, man. I just feel like that. When you talk about the comparisons and you talk about all this stuff about who's better and all that, I mean, granted, LeBron is a hell of an athlete, man. You know, and he's gonna be one of the greats. I'm not saying that, but I don't know, man. It's just something about
one of the greats, not the great.
No, something about watching Michael Jordan play, even right now, for somebody that loves LeBron, when they sit down and watch Michael Jordan play, they might not tell you, but deep down in their head, that small pea of a brain that they got, because them LeBron fans, they be like, man, this dude is something about this dude, man. Like you can't help it. The footwork, the fadeaway, the hang time. LeBron is big. He's agile. He can go. His fadeaway looks terrible. He's hitting them, but that fadeaway looks terrible. His footwork is not the greatest. He's an athletic specimen that's huge. And he's able to. His court vision is amazing. Hell of an athlete, like I said. But within that box of the footwork, within the post play that you can prolong your career, dude. Jordan had that down to a T, boy. He stayed within that box. Akeem did too. So did Kobe. You know what I'm saying? They all had it down, but I don't know. Hey, man.
JR put a little stat in there. Can you bring that up on this?
Yeah. So LeBron 3-6 in the finals. Jordan 6-0 in the finals. And then everybody coordinated with that red and black.
That's right. Yeah.
Whoa, Mahone. Whoa. Calm down. Pause, bro. Come on, man.
3-6 in the finals, huh? Yeah.
No, I'm not. I'm just stating the obvious, man. I mean, I don't know, man. Hey, to each his own. They both great, but I don't ever see anybody comparing somebody else. I'm gonna always see the game being compared to MJ. No matter what stat anybody give me, until that changes, everybody's, when you think of the greats, they're gonna always compare it to MJ. Like, I think LeBron is always gonna be compared to MJ. Like, compare. You're not gonna ever hear a mass majority say he's better. Ever. But I could be wrong. But I doubt it. Maybe I die later and then they'll do it. That'll happen. It'll happen after I die. But yeah. But anyway, hey, so this season, if it weren't for all this COVID-19 stuff, man,
yeah,
my Lakers was about to win it.
No.
Yes, they were, bro. Who's gonna win? Who's gonna win?
You know, I don't know, but it wasn't gonna be the Lakers.
Lakers gonna win, man. Lakers gonna win. I mean, they had to. I mean, it was either win this year or don't win at all. Like, that's the way I felt about it. You know, Lakers fan, like, this team was built for this season only. I don't after this year, I didn't see nobody else coming to the Lakers or anything like that. It was like, if they were gonna win, as a matter of fact, I think all my Lakers haters put this virus out there so we could not win the championship this year. Like, they did it on purpose.
No, and here's the thing about your Lakers for this year. The reason why I say that you guys weren't going to win it this year is simply because you didn't really have the depth, right? I mean, so once you got past LeBron and once you get past AD, you didn't have any dogs to really get you past that finish line, right? And so I know people were kind of doing the comparison with the Clippers, and I do think the Clippers had more dogs. They had to kind of work out their whole little chemistry piece a little bit more, but that happens when you've got guys, you know, sitting out every other 2 nights and things of that nature. it's hard to kind of work at that. But I just feel like the game changes once you get to the playoffs. Teams lock in, they hone in on their they set and what they're gonna do.
We lost Tim. See, there you go. Hey, Tim talking that bull crap, and that's what happens. Kick them out. Hey, I promise you, kick them off my stream. That's what he get. Because he talking, dude, the Lakers, he's right. When the playoffs happen, you start zoning in, you keying in and stuff like that. But you know I'm to go what? 8 to 9 deep. That's all the Lakers had to go with, bro. That means extra minutes for LeBron, AD. And if that's what I'm gonna ride with, LeBron and AD them, I'm good in the playoffs. Like, I'm with that. Hey,
y'all, they kicked me off because I'm talking about the Lakers. They kicked me off.
Hey, you see that, man? That's right. We don't like that foolery, man.
Hey, Mahomes, man, get out of here, man. Don't kick me out.
But see, I think if everything went the right way, yeah, Lakers will probably be the ones to win it. The Clippers will be the one obstacle in their way. I look at it like what happened with LeBron when he played against the Celtics with the Heat. I think he would have to play at another level in order to will his team to a victory. And he kind of did that in the last game when they played the Clippers. He kind of willed his team to win in that aspect also.
But would he be able to do that through a 7-game series?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Hey, but Tim.
It depends if Michael Jordan channels him, huh?
But this is the thing. Before the season started, you had everybody saying that LeBron was going to have restricted minutes. He wasn't going to be able to sustain such and such. Hella minutes, sustain it throughout the whole year. Defensively, haven't seen this man play defense. That's just why I say this is the last season that if he's going to win something. I haven't seen this man key in on defense like this in probably 3 years. Like, real talk. So I think that playoffs pop up, we're going to get the same LeBron that we get in playoffs where he take it up a notch. Next year, well, I don't know if it's going to be next year, this year now, because I don't know when the season going to start back because playoffs supposed to start Saturday. But next year, I felt like it would have been a different story, but I think that it was going to be just that last push, that last drive. Because, dude, if he don't bring the Lakers a championship, leaving Cleveland, going to the Lakers for his legacy is huge, in my opinion, because the Lakers is a historic franchise. Kobe played there now. Now Kobe passed. Right before Kobe passed, he kind of said, "Hey, LeBron, you know what? You see him dabbing up. The last tweet was about LeBron passing. Like all this stuff is like there. All you got to do is win this." So I feel like that it had to. I feel like this is his year, man. And if we play it again, if we come back, the Lakers will win. The Lakers will win.
Hey, the first Tuesday, Jeremy, that I saw you after LeBron went to the Lakers, I said, "This is your year. This is his year. If it doesn't happen this year, it's not going to happen for him."
Correct.
And he was trending up. Y'all were trending up, trending in a good direction. And then obviously this whole, pandemic stuff happened. But I don't think they're going to be able to successfully come back for this season. So now you're really on to next year. And what happens next year is, there's father time that gets put into the equation. There's people that are going to move around the league. There's people that are coming back off of injury. Some teams are going to be stronger because of that fact. So this was the year to do it. And because it looks like it probably won't happen. I think it's not gonna pan out.
Well, I think about judging based off of what they're saying, it looks like the season is gonna start back June. But what they're saying is that it starts back in June, but we just go ahead and start the playoffs. I feel like that's not fair because it's so many teams. Or if you're gonna do that, then create something where those teams that's fighting for that last spot maybe play a couple of games, maybe like a little series, and they get put in. Not sure how that's gonna go, but they're literally saying wherever the standings are right now, this is when the league pops back up, and they're only gonna play at a certain arenas. They're not gonna play at all of them, and no fans are gonna be in them. So it's just gonna be televised. So I feel like you do all that, playing a game without fans, it's like I don't know how that's gonna impact the team camaraderie. Like when it's close, like I just don't know how it's gonna be. But I feel like the Lakers, no matter what, are still gonna win the finals. We can come back with a 3-game. It could be 3 games we need to play, and the Lakers gonna win it. It could be 1 game, one. The Lakers gonna win it, man.
Hey, Chuck.
Yeah.
If the season comes back in, like you said, in June, and whoever wins, right? Whoever wins, is there an asterisk next to that one?
No.
I don't know if it'd be an asterisk. I think it'll just be seen as, of course, we had a pandemic, and this was unfortunately what
the cards that was dealt. You still got to go out there and play the game. So when
Jeremy, the guys, so the league has been down for a month now.
So
okay, hold on. So here's my question though. Guys haven't been able to go into their practice facilities. Most of the guys would have to train really at home. Essentially, there's no gyms open. So, are you really saying that there is not some sort of that will be attached to this championship because of the pandemic? And if there is, then why not just let's move on to the next season? Because why would you pick it up in June and you're gonna start back up you pick it up in June and that plays out until what? Early August?
Yeah.
And then you turn around and you're right back in the next season in October.
So this my answer to that would be, okay, we can't. It's up to the players to keep their conditioning. All these all these guys have the opportunity, either home gyms. They have access to do what they need to do. They still can have meetings about games. They still can stay conditioned. And I'm hoping that most of the NBA players are staying conditioned. Now, are they playing 5-on-5, full court? No. But can they still be conditioned enough, workouts, diets, and stuff like that? I think Dwight Howard eat nothing but pizzas and gummy bears right now, though. Like, real talk. But my thing, I feel like if the season comes back, then and if the Lakers win or lose, it is what it is, because these are the cards that they were dealt. We can't do nothing about it. When they had the 50-plus game season because of the lockout, nothing they could do about that. Whoever won a championship that year, they won it. It is what it is. We can't do nothing about it. But the bottom line is, asterisk or not, I'll take another banner regardless, baby. Hey, just like my boy Brady. Just like my boy Brady. You could say no championship, these championships. Hey, still championships. And now Tim, he in Tampa Bay, baby.
Yeah. Hey, Tampa Bay.
Hey, Chuck hate Tom Brady, boy. Hey, but Chuck would be just like you though, Tim. If he went to the Texans or the Titans or wherever Chuck at, the Texans, he would be all over him. So the vintage said, "Hey, what's up, the vintage?" He said, 4 teams from West and East, and do it like that. No need for the other bums. Hey, thanks. Hey, man, the vintage, man. I don't know if y'all do a lot of sneaker YouTube or anything like that, but if y'all do, check out his page, man. He got some dope content. Got hella shoes too, man.
Okay.
Let's see who's this. Say what is that? Say NTP Fashions. What's up, man? I guess he has a YouTube too. I'm gonna have to check him out. I don't think I'm subscribed to him. I try to subscribe to everybody that be on here, man, just to show him some love. But yeah, man, Tim, you still ain't said who gonna win it. If who was gonna win it, then what team was gonna win it?
So it's either the Clippers or the Bucks. I mean, something like that.
Something like that.
See, I don't even think it's gonna be the Bucks.
I think it was gonna be the Lakers and the Celtics, boy. I think it was gonna be Lakers. I said it at the beginning of the year, Lakers Celtics, and I still think it's gonna be Lakers Celtics.
No, I don't see that.
Like Giannis is gonna have to really. I hope he's really working on his jump shots, because they're gonna do Toronto. They're gonna do just like what Toronto did, force him to shoot jump shots, and he's got to prove himself.
Hey, but can you imagine if somebody like Kawhi came up to the basketball court and do you want to play? He'd just be like, yeah. You'd be like, oh, you'll be like, man, who is this bum, man? And then he just start doing you with no emotion. Like, dude, man. I just think about when we play on Tuesdays, Tim. I'm like, what if somebody come up there like Kawhi? If somebody ever come up there silent, I'm gonna pick them from now on. Like,
he's not gonna be silent. He's gonna come up with that crazy laugh of his.
Yeah, I'm gonna come up. Hey, if anybody come up to the gym, just like to the court, just like, you want to play? Sure. I'm gonna be like, hey, I got him, bro. Let's rock with him.
They're doing all that talking like Juan. You know,
hey, I'm so, you know what, y'all, you know, I'm into the kicks and stuff like that. I'm so sick of people who match everything, you know, headband, you know, fresh lineup, shirt, shorts, shoes, and everything. Match, got the socks, you know what I'm saying? Got the other pair of socks on top of the other socks for support. Got the wristband, ankle band. Like, I give them the basketball, and they shot look worse than Lonzo Ball, bro. I'm sick of that, man. Like, you spent more time on your gear than you did on your shot. Man, I gotta play though, man. Dude, I ain't played in a minute. Hey, yeah. I'm this close to buying me a basketball goal and put it in my driveway, and just so I can shoot, bro. Because
you gotta do it, because that's what I got in the driveway, so we can do the horse on Zoom.
Yeah, I gotta get me a goal, man. Because dude, it's been. Hey, when did we say we weren't going out there, Tim? It's been what, a month?
Yeah, it's definitely been a month.
It's been a month, man. But all right, so episode 3 and 4 drop Sunday.
Yeah.
So we'll link back up Monday if y'all ain't busy. And yeah, man. Hey, I appreciate y'all. You know, the more we do this, man, the more traffic it'll get. You know, but I like chopping it up with you guys. I appreciate y'all being on my live stream for real.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Lakers champions, go ahead and get your jerseys. Go ahead and get your shirts, boxers, drawers, whatever you want to get with Lakers gear on. Hey, do it, because I'm telling y'all heard it here. Lakers championship, baby. Hey, Tim, you could buy me some champagne after we win. I appreciate that, my brother. All right, fellas, y'all have a good one, boy.
All right.
Take care.